Hello, good people. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for jumping into the stream. I am AD here on the Lookout RNC as well as my personal channel 1ADZL or 1ADizzle. And we're here today to play some Unicorn Overlord. It is a Tuesday night, 8:33. I know I was supposed to stream on I think it was Saturday or Sunday. Had some stuff to take care of. I got with my family and had to take care of some personal business, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that we're going to be playing this game. Um, I was about to say, I was looking at the cards and I had noticed that the Unicorn Overlord wasn't at the top anymore, where the demo is on to the right. But that's because it's underneath the playing, which I don't know why they changed it up like that. Or well, I guess because we got Galerius right there, but also they moved around the characters. Like, I guess some of the demo characters. Well, that doesn't really make any sense. Like, why are some of the characters moved? Like, you see in the spacing right here. I forget her name. That looks like Travis's sister up there underneath Galerius. But instead, I think her head is covered by the demo flank or the demo banner. But it's still weird because you still have I can't tell who that is right there. Who is that? It's like Oclese to the bottom left, and then whoever that is to the top right. Um, I think that's the character who we were going to recruit in the last stream, and we just never got around to it because they were level 11 or whatever. And that's gonna be what we're gonna do tonight. But first, we're gonna do a little recap. We're gonna take some time to process all of the new information that we just got. And yeah, so let me get the sound right. I don't think I have the sound on my headphones right now. Make sure. No, not yet. What is going on? Let's see, properties. And then we're gonna go to this one. There we go. Now I can hear it. And now, yep. Now it clicked over. So we're gonna jump back in. We're gonna go to the library first. Yeah, where we last left off, we finally rescued Scarlett. Renault ran away, and Galerius somehow revived himself. We also found out that Scarlett is the daughter of the Pontifex. And he's supposed to be one of the three people underneath the unicorn, or underneath the goddess. We also heard a strange voice who was supposed to be one of the six sages. We're gonna recap all of that. But first, I want to kind of get some order into these units because we got 4 new characters now that we could put on the squad. Oh yeah, we also went and got Nina, and there's someone else, Sylvie, who we really don't know anything about for real, and also, where are they? Adel, and I thought it was one other person, but I guess not. Yeah, so we got Nina, Adel, Sylvie, we got Scarlett back, and then we got Fran, who was a part of the battle with Adel, but then went back with Miriam to help us go and beat Renault and Galerius. And then we got an extra person, Keitra. So yeah, we've got 4 to 7 new units, 4 to 6. I can't count. No, it was 7. I can't count. Damn. Scratch all of that. But yeah, man. So I kind of want to put them into a squad just to have them there. So we're gonna put her up front, these two up front, actually. And then we're gonna put Keetra in the back. And Scarlett is gonna be on someone's healing team. Excuse me. We're gonna need some magic on all of these squads, but also we're gonna have to take a look at everybody's kits. But before we do all of that, we're gonna look at the archive and just take a look at a lot of the new information that we got. So this is the all page. We're gonna go to events first. Province of Famine. Before Cornea fell, an order of knights known as the Ashen Blue were granted autonomy over one of its many provinces. Adel, an Ashen Blue Knight, speaks of the cruel Lord Gaston, who now rules the province, and asks for Elaine's help in disposing him. Gaston, the current lord over the province of the Ashen Blue, has devoted himself to gathering rations and amassing a stockpile of food, forcing anyone who can't pay their dues into manual labor. He then receives word of the Liberation's advance. Gaston, mortally wounded, claims that he only sees the people's food to prepare for impending famine, and warns Elaine to do the same if he seeks to rule as king. As his life leaves his body, he tells Elaine to see to it that none have to ever go hungry again. So we're going to learn a little bit more about Gaston if we can. That's kind of sad though, that it seemed like he had some trouble with food. Like, the priestess abducted. Elaine meets with the knight Miriam, who tells him that her accomplice Keetra has gone missing after heading to the walled city of Euclid to gather intel on Renault. Upon hearing that Fran leads the search for Keetra, Elaine prepares to deploy for battle. Keetra, having escaped her captors, is caught again in the forest outside of Euclid. I don't know how to pronounce that. You know what? Let's just replay the event if we can. Hopefully they'll say something. Nope.
Nimble little brat, aren't you? Can't run far like that, though.
I really messed this one up.
What?
You all right? I am now, thanks. I made it into the city no problem, but it wasn't long till they caught me snooping. I turned back and a swiped key later though, and I was out of there. At least until they nabbed me again. Anyway, there's no time. I don't know what it is, but something's happening in there. Something big. They've got soldiers crawling all over the place. Some of them even got shipped in from the capital.
We'll alert Miriam at once. But first, we should get out of here before more of your friends decide to emerge from the shadows.
Okay. I still don't know how to pronounce that. Noting the fervor in the city and the soldiers from Grand Corinne, the two set off to rendezvous with the Liberation. Renault brings Scarlett to Galerius, who takes her to destroy the Sanctuary seal, ordering Renault to stay behind and fend off the Liberation Army's assault on Euclid. I'm gonna just say Euclid. I don't know. Let me see if I can find a pronunciation. I want to say like recruit. So Euclid. Why does it say elucid? Euclid. I'm gonna just say Euclid. Alright, the Liberation succeeds in reclaiming Euclid, but Scarlett is nowhere to be found. And though freed of Zenoira's magic of control, Renault remains unconscious. Elaine then learns that Galerius has taken Scarlett to the Sanctuary and hurries off. Baltro uses magic to break the sanctuary's seal and resurrect the slain Galerius, who strikes Elaine down. Heartened to know that Scarlett is safe, Elaine is saved from an early demise by an ethereal voice claiming to be one of Fevret's 6 great sages. Scarlett thanks Elaine for saving her and confesses that she is the daughter of the Orthodoxy's Pontifex Arant. Elaine now must decide whether to head to Elheim to carry out his revelation in the sanctuary or to Dragonhold in search of his cousin Virginia. So that's where we last left off. Uprooting the rock rats. Okay, and this is where we met Nina. Upon learning that the Liberation marches on their position, the captain of the rock rats agrees to send Nina out to defend the vanguard. After Nina is defeated in battle, her sister Malay tries to convince her to come home, but Nina refuses with riposte unfitting of a typical bandit. Riposte? After their defeat at the hands of the Liberation, the Rock Rats flee the region with their captain Bryce. However, noting that she still has family out there who care for her, Bryce decides to dismiss Nina from the group. Nina recruited. Though Nina was thought to have fled with the Rock Rats, she reappears and asks to join the Liberation in order to protect those who can't protect themselves. Okay, we still got stuff missing. The Unyielding Shield. Elaine attempts to save a young man surrounded by bandits, but the knight Monica, that's who it is, who Clive seems to know, rides forth before he can act. After she explains that her house stands in opposition to the Liberation, Elaine decides to conceal his identity. So we have to go do that. We have to go figure out why they're opposite to the Liberation. And that's it. Oh, wait, no, Sigil of the Ancients. The Sigil's trial. Elaine and Lex encounter the shaman Selvi, who tells them of her research into the magic sigils and the phantom soldiers which they summon. Elaine then considers whether to offer their aid. And we have to go around and beating basically like trial maps or like challenge stages. And we get EXP for them. So, you know, that's a plus. Now, nations and organizations. Is there something new? Okay, Ashen Blue. A vast territory within Cornia granted to the Ashen Blue Knights by a former Cornian king who was concerned for their lower nobility of the land. However, it is currently under the rule of a lord named Gaston. The Lord Gaston imposed harsh taxes and strict rationing, making for a brutal life under his rule. However, after the Liberation defeated Gaston and the Zenoiran army in the region, control returned to the Ashen Blue and relative peace was restored. And now we have the Ashen Blue Knights. A Cornian order of knights that began as a small army led by a local lord, but was eventually granted autonomous rule over their own province, a move that saw its knights cast aside their titles and swear undying loyalty to the Cornian royal family. And we have the Rock Rats, a wandering band of thieves led by their captain Bryce, composed mainly of former farmers and merchants. What they lack in strength, they make up for with thorough plans and immense speed. By principle, they never steal from the weak or the infirm, instead raiding noble households or plundering cargo from wealthy merchants, which is cool. It is what it is with that. All right, so that's all we got for that, and then we got Courtney. So we got updates for everybody. Well, almost everybody in the party. And this is just the Cornian characters. That's a lot of people. All right, so what we got with Joseph? Okay, we know he's the Cornian knight. Even after fleeing to Falavia, rode with the Liberation Army and seized the walled city of Yakut, thus considerably raising their profile. After countless days of patient preparation, it was their first major battle since he and Elaine had fled the capital. Okay. Marched with the Liberation Army and seized the walled city of Yakut, thus considerably raising their profile. As the city fell, he took to safeguarding the local nobles and securing the Liberation's foothold. Okay. He and the Liberation succeeded in breaking Zenoira's hold on the walled city of Yakut and recovering Scarlett safe and sound. In so doing, he and the Liberation Army grew more popular throughout the streets of Ebrith. Okay. After marching with Elaine to rescue Scarlett and reclaim the walled city of Yakut, he was granted to watch over the captured soldiers and could often be seen making friends with the Liberation's prisoners of war. Okay. After marching with Elaine to rescue Scarlett and reclaim the walled city of Yakut, she became enamored with the gallant Knights of the Rose and started wondering if she can better serve the fight against Zenoira. After being imprisoned by Galerius within the walled city of Yakut, she was used to perform a strange rite at Cornea's sanctuary. She was then rescued by Elaine and returned to the ranks of the Liberation Army. Daughter and sole heir to the Pontifex of the Palavian Orthodoxy, a holy man by the name of Arant. When she was 8 years old, she was sent to Palavia under the pretense of training and hasn't returned to Albion since. Okay. After kidnapping Scarlett at Galerius' behest, Renault successfully delivered her onto him. With his sworn fealty to Galerius and his vow to defend the walled city of Yakut, it seemed he had given himself over to Zenoira entirely. In the end, Renault had acted under the sway of Zenoira's magic of control. After falling in battle to Elaine and being freed by the Ring's power, he entered a comatose state from which he has yet to awaken. Though last known to be in a comatose state, Renault disappeared, likely due to the shame he felt for his action while under Zenoira's magic of control. Okay. Marched with the city, and he raised their profile. Due to his time in the Ashen Blue, he was able to offer the city vital support after the battle. Okay, cool. And then Layla, a rare elven cleric of the Palavian Orthodoxy and Sharon's superior, who reached her lofty rank via intense devotion. Pained with the war, she wishes to soothe the souls of those who have fallen, but must entrust the task to Sharon due to her advanced age. Then we got Adel, a knight of the Ashen Blue who Zenoira invaded their province, fought valiantly beside Clive to resist, but fell in the end. After their defeat, he devoted himself to ensuring the people of his province remained safe. Refusing to serve the cruel Lord Gaston, he left his province, which he later reclaimed with the help from Clive and the Liberation. Yet, rather than remain in its lands, he chose to join their ranks in hopes of freeing Cornea. Now we have Keitra, a Knight of the Rose who worked closely with Miriam after Cornea fell. She infiltrated Yakut to search for intel on Renault, but was caught and eventually rescued by Fran. After meeting Elaine, she agreed to enter his command. Fran, a Knight of the Rose who worked closely with Miriam after Cornea fell. Blessed with a keen eye and a loyal griffin, she took to the skies to rescue Keitra from Zenoira. After meeting Elaine, she agreed to enter his command. Nina, a warrior with a pack of bandits known as the Rock Rats. As a new recruit, she works tirelessly to prove herself and sought to drive off the Liberation from the Rock Rats' stronghold at Fort Zelkova. In truth, she is the daughter of a Cornean lord who had hoped to sire a gallant knight, and knighthood became her own goal in return. But after she failed to achieve it, she left her family and joined the Rock Rats instead. She was told that her poor equestrian skill was to blame for her failure to reach knighthood, but unbeknownst to Nina, the examiner had requested a bribe from her father, a breach of morals the nobleman was unwilling to partake in. Damn. Nina recruited. After Bryce dismissed her from the Rock Rats and urged her to reconcile with her family, she reconvened with Malay and Elaine. With firm resolve, she agreed to join the Liberation. And now we have Malay, a knight who asked to march beside the Liberation in their quest to rout a group of bandits she believed her sister to be among. With noble conviction, she plans to lead her attendants into battle herself. The daughter of a Cornean lord, she embarked from her home to find her sister, who left the family after failing. Damn, I can't read. And I'm kind of stuffy. Excuse me. Who left the family after failing to achieve knighthood. Upon learning her sister had joined a pack of bandits, Malay vowed to bring her back. Bring the mic over a little bit closer so I can make it a little bit easier to read. While their parents had hoped both sisters might become knights, Nina always seemed the more talented of the two. When Malay was the one who reached knighthood instead, she feared she had harmed her sister's dignity. The sisters reunited. After reconciling with Nina and making sure that she had parted ways with the Rockrats for good, Malay returned home to tell their parents the news. I wonder if I can go recruit her. Monica, a knight in Cornea's Saint Lyrich region and head of the Grand Noble House Nordheim, she swore fealty to Zenora upon their rise to power. Is that it? No, there's something else. Selvi, a shaman researching the magic sigils which dot Fevris lands. After countless hours of research, she successfully activated the sigil, but unable to defeat the Phantom Soldiers, she then requested the Liberation's help. In exchange for Elaine's help in surveying the magic sigils, she agrees to fight in service of the Liberation. Given the constant dangers in her research, she is no stranger to battle. Okay. And now we got Drakenhold. Let's see, is there anybody else? Albion, Zenora, Cornea locations. Damn. Alright. I just had to see how much there was. Alright. Now we got Travis. Marched with the Liberation Army. After the battle, he gave intel to all the local soldiers to make sure they were ready for whatever dangers they may come. Okay. Bryce, the leader of a band of thieves known as the Rockrats. Orphaned at a young age, he had no choice but to steal in order to survive, and eventually decided to use the skills he gained on the streets in forming the Rockrats. Sven, vice captain and founding member of the Rockrats. After Sven lost his family in the war against Zenora, Bryce rescued him from a life of grief and poverty, and the two went on to form the Rockrats together. Okay. Kurt, a vice captain and founding member of the Rockrats. After losing his family to the plague, he turned to thievery and was captured while robbing a noble's mansion, but was saved by Bryce moments before he was to be executed. Okay. Is that it? That's all Drakenhold? Okay, cool. So that means we gotta go to, if we go to Drakenhold, we might see them again. I like that. So let me see who else is in. Is it just them? So we might meet Travis's sister if we go there. Yeah. We might meet her if we go to Drakenhold. But in Elheim, we don't have anybody. So we should definitely go to Elheim and see what the fuck is going on over there. That should be the first stop. Now Albion, Oclese, willing to enlist. Yeah, because we recruited her after getting all the divine shards we needed for her. After Elaine drove the Black Talents from the church, she requested his aid in gathering divine shards, offering items, and vowing to join the Liberation once he was finished. Afterwards, Oclese completed her task, with Elaine's assistance. She had long wished to stand beside Sharon in battle. She joined the Liberation's ranks in hopes of finally bringing Zenora to heel. Okay, now Zenora. We got Baltro. After Scarlett was kidnapped by Renault, Baltro used her to break this final seal on Fevris' sanctuaries. Though seemingly defeated, Galerius was resurrected and Baltro magicked both of them back to Grand Corinne. Gaston, a local Cornean lord aligned with Zenora. His childhood brought him great suffering and hunger, leading him to become obsessed with food. After Valamor's rebellion, he was given land and a title in exchange for aiding Zenora. Entrusted with the province of the Ashen Blue, he ruled as his lord and adopted a strict system of rationing food. Prioritizing frugality over all else, he considers it his sole duty to keep the land's fields producing crops. He met the Liberation Army in battle, but ultimately failed to their might, and the province of the Ashen Blue was returned to its rightful keepers once again. Okay, now we got locations. Falcon Town. a town within the province of the Ashen Blue in Cornea. The ancient Zenoiran ruins near the town spurred its development as archaeologists would often gather to excavate and investigate. Fort Gromont, a fort within the province of the Ashen Blue in Cornea. As research thrived at the nearby Zenoiran ruins, the population of the region grew, and crime along with it. Thus, the fort was built to maintain peace and order in the area. Excuse me, Jesus. Also, I'm dropping a lot of frames here. I don't know what's going on. Let me see if I can close something. Close a couple things that may be causing this. I don't know why my frames are dropping so badly. This is crazy. I don't think I've ever seen frame drops this horrible. I'm glad I'm just reading, because otherwise I'd be kind of blowed. Actually, I'm pretty blowed right now. Yeah, what is happening? All right, so once I'm done reading this, I'm gonna stop the stream, then restart it, and then we're gonna continue. So yeah. One of the larger towns within the province of the Ashen Blue in Cornea, as it stands near both the border with the Dragonhold and an array of the Zenoiran ruins, the town was able to develop through trade and archaeology alike. Fort Lontaria, a fort in southern Cornea, near the nation's border with Dragonhold. It was hastily constructed amidst the two kingdoms' age-old border dispute and has changed hands countless times over the years. The walled city of Yakut, the largest settlement in the Yakut region of eastern Cornea. Its enormous walls were originally built to defend against the potential attacks from the neighboring nation of Dragonhold. It remains densely populated even in the present day. A vague village. A village in the Yakut region of eastern Cornea that boasts vast farmlands and an abundant annual harvest. It is said that the village owes its prosperity to the immense monetary resources invested by its former Lord Renault. Okay, I mean, it wasn't all bad then. Rupon Town, a city in the Yakut region of eastern Cornea, situated on the banks of a serene lake. It is also known for its abundant foraging sites, rich ore veins, and verdant forests. Verdant forest. I don't know why I said forests. La Criselle Town, a relatively large town in southeastern Cornea. Due to its proximity to the border with the neighboring Dragonhold, the town once thrived as a center for trade and commerce. Tichdon Town, a town in the southeastern reaches of Cornea, situated next to the lakes both large and small. It and La Criselle Town are popular destinations for mercenaries and craftspeople in search of rest and relaxation. Fort Zelkova, a small fort in the southeastern reaches of Cornea, first constructed to protect the nearby mine. With the mine abandoned, the fort now stands as a popular place of work for mercenaries. Okay. Alright, now we have other. Oops. Ring of Unicorn. According to the great sage in Cornea's sanctuary, the ring bears a greater power than it is currently capable of. The key to unbinding the ring lies in the elven land of Elheim. Okay. Palavia, Grand Palavian Cathedral. The Father. Holy Mother and the Unicorn. I really gotta know. We gotta know more about him. Right now, we know the Pontifex is is Scarlett's dad. So what's up with that? Favorite sanctuaries. Ruins from a bygone time, thought to have been used as religious sites. Though majestic, they lacked anything of value, a fact which has long kept them safe from bandits. Some claim to have seen pillars of light flowing forth from them, piercing the sky. The great sages. Oops. 6 wise souls said to have once walked Fervor's lands, one of whom saved Elaine after he was struck down by Galerius in Cornea's sanctuary. The sage then explained that in order to defeat Galerius, Elaine must travel to Elheim and unbind its ring. The Winding Wood, a forest region on the border between Cornea and Elheim, shrouded in a thick mist. It is said that elven magic makes it impossible for one not of their race to pass through its bows unguided. Okay. Anything else? There's something else here. Magic sigil. Magic markings on the ground constructed from an ancient language and symbology, which were used as training grounds during the reign of the ancient Zenoiran Empire. Once activated, the user is transported to another world entirely. What do you mean by that? People are actually getting isekai'd. People are actually getting isekai'd here. Within this other world, the user can battle against an army of phantom soldiers. There is no danger of death or injury in these battles, and defeat simply sends the user back to the other side of the sigil. Okay. Phantom army. The spectral beings which are summoned by the magic sigils that dot the landscape. Though they seem non-corporeal in nature, they take physical form in battle. What is up with this spelling? Writings indicate that they are patterned after the legendary general Polonius's army. And that is it. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the stream. I'm going to make this all a separate entry on when I upload to YouTube. And it'll be like 6.5 or something like that. This would be, or 5.5. And then we'll go into actual part 6. So give me a couple of minutes